any questions, you'll be able to ask the questions using the chat box. And we will have 10 minutes by the end of the webinar to answer any questions you might have. And if there is something, if you use the raise your hand button, that would be great to let us know there's something going on. Right, okay. So let's start with the objectives of the webinar. So the idea is that you're going to become familiar with the similarities and differences between teaching receptive skills in a face-to-face setting and in a setting. And I will tell you, it will help you understand some and give you some practical ideas for teaching receptive skills in those remote settings. So welcome again and enjoy this webinar. So as we know, receptive skills in any language, and it's English or language, is, and the aim of any teacher, an English language teacher, is to develop these skills in the classroom environment, but also to provide students with all the necessary techniques and tools so they can be practicing these skills outside the room. We all know that our responsibility is within the classroom, but we should also encourage something that we call learner autonomy. So what we want is we want our students to take responsibility for their own learning outside the classroom. With the tools and techniques, they can do it. So reading and listening. And obviously, we need to read in our language. These be books, documents, newspapers. Everybody now has a mobile device, so we read their signs. So students of English need to be able to read all of these things in English too. So we've got reading, we've got listening, which is a vital skill in any language. It's part of communication. When we listen, we understand others, we interpret what they're saying, and we're able to participate in communication. But not only this, listening helps our students acquire new words, new language, language chunks, grammar, pronunciation. We need to ensure that we deliver lessons that focus on giving practice in these skills and that we develop these skills. The question is it very different? It is different. Teaching receptive skills online is different from this environment, but it doesn't mean that it's less. When we're in class with our students, it might feel easier because we're there, we're next to them. We can see what's happening. They've got the course book, they've got the materials, they've got the handouts, but we can easily adapt what we have, reading and successfully in the remote environment, especially that in the current situation where in many contexts, teaching and learning is moving into the online setting. We as teachers need to become confident. How can I do it effectively so that our students can learn, grow, and develop? So that's progress. Know that we can everything in a digital version nowadays. Even if we have a newspaper, we can take a photo of it and have it ready for an online setting. With many video conferencing platforms such as Zoom, Appearin, and Skype, they all have the screen sharing features, which are in less my Teams as well. With Zoom in particular, students can use the drawing tool for annotations on screen, which is especially useful when skimming or scanning a text. This is when you are sharing a text. What you also do is have from the materials that you have as an editable, shareable Google document, share the link with your students, and then again, they can be annotating things there. As I mentioned, teachers and students, we can take screenshots of reading materials. We can save it as PDF and tags. We can Drive, very popular nowadays, Google Drive folder or Dropbox. In this way, our students, we can help them stay organized, but also we protect the environment at the same time. We as teachers waste a lot of paper. We know this. There are always hundreds of handouts, paper, slippers. A remote environment, we can all keep it in one place. Listening. Listening can be easily and should be actually integrated with productive skills. We need, however, to have the right equipment. We need to make sure that our students can listen to the audio files, that they can listen to the videos, and they can listen to the video. At the beginning of the webinar, you experienced some background noise, and obviously it's disruptive. So we need to make sure that our students can hear sound clearly. On Zoom, for example, the computer audio can be shared. You need to enable this function settings, and students to listen to the sound in a very clear version. Obviously, earphones are recommended to muffle any outside noise. Now that we're all staying in our households, and there are other members of the family, there can be a lot of noise coming from outside. It's better to have students complete tasks. It is recommended that either you as a teacher mute them, or they themselves mute themselves, to again minimize the risk of any disruptions. All listening tasks can be carried out online. You can do pre-listening, you can do watching a video, listening to an audio file. There are post-listening tasks. We have deep technique with the help of technology that we've got. So we can use whiteboards, we can use chat boxes, we can share resources on screen, and we can play, replay, pause the recording as many times as necessary. So as you can see, can be easily done remote, and it doesn't really differ from doing it face to face. If we have a quick look at what those basic receptive sub-skills are, we've got reading for gist, which we call skimming, or listening for gist, where we give our students an opportunity text and discovery. This is what we do in real life, don't we? We have a look at an article, quick look, okay, it's interesting, I want to read more, or I'm not really interested in this. The same happens with listening. We'll play the recording and we would like our students to get an overall idea of whatever they're listening to. We encourage students, especially reading, to read it quickly, not to worry about any words that might be difficult or that might be potentially blocking their understanding of the text. The second reading, which we call scanning, or the second listening, which it could be listening for specific information, it's where our students scan the text, relevant piece of information. There might be for a number or a place or a name. They're quickly jumping through the text with their eyes to find the information. When it comes to listening, they are listening to the file that you're playing in order to hear those pieces of information. Another set of sub-skills that we can develop is reading or listening for deep, and mean that was a little bit more to have them go a little bit deeper, and we want them to answer slightly more questions. So, for example, why did the author or speaker feel that way? They need to be a little bit more focused, and these tasks take a little bit